What does it truly mean to be recognized as a person before the law? Article 16 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights guarantees this as an absolute right, one that cannot be limited or abridged. But what happens when laws or policies impose statutory identities, effectively conditioning basic freedoms on these designations? At its core, recognition as a person before the law means acknowledging one's natural personhood, free from any imposed statutory identity, unless voluntarily accepted. This isn't just a technicality, it's about protecting our inherent autonomy. Yet, in practice, individuals are often required to assume statutory roles, like being designated a driver or a taxpayer, to exercise fundamental freedoms. These legal identities, imposed by the system, undermine the essence of natural personhood guaranteed under Article 16. Think about it. A driver's license turns you into a licensed driver. Under the law, not just someone exercising their freedom of movement. Being labeled a taxpayer frames your personhood within statutory obligations, not natural autonomy. How are these designations imposed? Simple, through coercion. To move freely or participate in the economy, you're compelled to accept these roles. No license, no driving, no taxpayer designation, no lawful income. These aren't choices. They're mandates disguised as prerequisites. Here's the issue. These designations aren't voluntary. They're mandatory conditions for accessing basic freedoms. This creates a dangerous precedent where rights, like the freedom to move or earn a livelihood, become conditional on accepting a statutory identity. This violates the absolute nature of Article 16. Recognition as a person before the law is an inherent right, not one contingent on fulfilling legal constructs. By altering the individual's legal identity, these statutory recognitions conflict with the very foundation of natural personhood. Now, let's talk about proportionality. These laws don't narrowly target their stated purposes. Take driver's licenses. While public safety is the goal, the system imposes sweeping designations that go far beyond ensuring safety on the roads. The same applies to taxpayer frameworks, which enforce broad obligations instead of respecting natural autonomy. In Canada, Section 7 of the Charter protects life, liberty, and security of the person. Forced statutory recognition infringes on liberty by coercing individuals into roles they never voluntarily accepted, contrary to the principles of fundamental justice. On the international stage, Article 16 of the ICCPR underscores the absolute right to personhood. This isn't just theory. Section 26 of Canada's Constitution ensures international rights are upheld, reinforcing that forced recognition violates both domestic and global legal standards. The question is clear. How can we uphold justice when the system itself erodes fundamental rights? Recognition as a person before the law isn't a privilege, it's a right. And any law or policy that conditions basic freedoms on statutory recognition directly challenges that principle. It's time to question the impositions, defend natural personhood, and demand a system that respects absolute rights. After all, true justice starts with recognizing the individual unconditionally.